and welcome back, everybody. We are lucky to be joined by the players here for a post-game interview. That's Roberto Molina and Lawrence Trent are here with us. And first of all, of course, congrats to Roberto for coming away with the match victory. But I'm actually going to go over to you, Lawrence. The emotions from you, we can see them on the camera. So I know that there's probably a lot of thoughts going through your head. Can you just take us through the match, maybe in your eyes? Because we were just witnessing you on camera going all over the place, reacting to some of those blunders, flags, unfortunate situations that happen. How do you feel?
Yeah, basically, if I didn't blunder a piece every game I played, I might be a good chess player. I'll be honest, I felt like I played, in general, pretty darn good chess. I just blundered all the time. I lost on time in positions I shouldn't have lost. Roberto was extremely fast. He put me under pressure. I don't feel like Roberto completely outplayed me, though, from start to finish. I just was hanging pieces. And that game where I was the pawn up with the pawn on e4 and losing that was just shocking. I was actually really happy with the way I played in general, bar the just ridiculous blunders. And if I cut those out, I win the match by a long margin. But credit to Roberto, he stuck in there even when he was worse, and even when he was behind. And then there was that stretch where he won 4 in a row that really took it out of me. We went into the bullet where he had a 2-point advantage, and I tried, but he was just too quick. He was just a little too sharp in the bullet, and I just couldn't get the margin closer. So, congrats to Roberto, but I do feel like I've lost a lot of matches before, but I don't feel too bad with this one because there were just so many stupid literally the most ridiculous hanging pieces, hanging rooks, getting flagged. How many points did I just burn? Right. Those, I feel like there were only a handful of games where Roberto truly outplayed me without me blundering a piece. That's my interpretation. Maybe he thinks something different.
Well, Roberto, on your end, first of all, congratulations. Both of you played an excellent match. And I want to ask you, because early on, the games were very tactical, but then there were some games where you just said, no tactics for you, I'm going to squeeze. The second game of the match, for example, and others as well. Was that part of your strategy to avoid tactics and to play more strategic battles?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the opportunity to play again. And yeah, general, I am a positional player, and I prefer, for example, change queens, play the end game. But in the beginning of the match, I can't do that. And he made me the 2 first games, and the preparation of opening is total disaster in the beginning of the match. But I put my red in the right place and tried to fix this problem. For example, change some moves in the opening.
Right. Yeah, it seemed like maybe you adjusted some of the openings that Lawrence was playing. He was able to get really good attacks, especially in the early portion. Would you say that Roberto, in the bullet, was that a format that you were expecting to be able to do better than Lawrence in? Like you were trying to keep the match close in blitz and then wait for the bullet portion to score some points?
I think I just play one game after the game, and I don't have a plan to, for example, win the match in bullet. I just play one game and another, just this.
Yeah, I mean, my match plan, obviously, I looked at Roberto's games. He is a very positional player. He likes drier positions. So it was absolutely clear to me that I had to take him, into a dogfight and get things messy from the off. And I was actually really happy with the openings I chose. And I think if you remember my match against Danny, where he didn't adjust, Roberto adjusted immediately, and that made a huge difference, I feel. He adjusted from game 3. He didn't give me too many chances. I had to work a lot. And there were a lot of these dry positions where I just made classic mistakes. I mean, blundering the rook on d4 to allow rook a8, mate, allowing the pawn on h6. All of this stuff in blitz, which you shouldn't allow, I allowed. And, you know, ultimately, it was the blunders that cost me, although I think the actual match was super close. And if I'd avoided those, I think I would have won. But that's the way it goes. It's blitz. At least it was extremely competitive. And I think the audience would have had a great time watching these games, because I can't wait to look at these games back, because there are a lot of fireworks everywhere. Even my first game, I wanted to throw my mouse out the window because I went king g3 and I wanted to go knight g3. Obviously, it was just a mouse tip. Obviously, I'm not going king g3. I wanted knight g3, knight e4. But anyway, I mean, there was super fun games. The one where I had the queen on h3, bishop g4, all of this. So I enjoyed myself, you know. And credit to Roberto, as I say, stubborn guy, tough guy to beat over a long stretch. 3 hours is a long time. It's very intense, and I wish him all the best for the rest of the competition.
Thanks. The change mind in the, for example, the Caro-Kann defense. This opening is my main weapon, and you crushed me in the first game. I think, what can I do now? My main line was crushed, but
I looked at. It's amazing. I do more preparation for these matches than when I played for my GM norms. That's not even an exaggeration. But I mean, super fun games, a mix of everything. So I'll go away with my head held high.
Lawrence, quick question about that, actually, because we were very impressed with both of your play. It was a pretty hard-fought match, and it never felt like any side was running away with it. But you mentioned GM norms. You very publicly tweeted about how, you know, now's the time. I'm going to really dig deep and try to make that Grandmaster title.
Yeah.
What has your work been like? How have you been preparing? Because the preparation for this match looked good. What's your overarching plan looking like?
Well, I mean, just playing matches like this really gives you the taste to want to go for it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm waiting it out just a little longer until COVID is a bit more clear. Obviously, traveling around is still a little bit tricky. So it's really, I'm looking towards the summer. I'm going to be getting a very famous coach to help me. I've already reached out to him. He's already agreed. And it's time to go for it, because I think, you know, if I cut out the silly mistakes, you know, I can see it myself. I can really play with these guys. Roberto, he's 2750, 2800, 2850 blitz player. I mean, he's a super strong blitz player, super strong player in general. And yeah, as I say, it's going to be a lot of adjustments to get this GM title, because got a lot of points to make, 100 points. Got to get a norm, and it basically means effectively dropping everything else, doing a little things on the side, but for the most part, just full steam ahead. And I really want it now. I'm in the right place in my life where I can do it. I've got the flexibility to do it, so I'm just going to do it. Just got to grab the bull by the horns. Aman did it a few years ago. I remember sweating Aman, you know, playing in all these Swisses and Isle of Man and everything else. I saw him everywhere. Grinding. It's going to take a crazy amount of volume to get it as well. I'm probably going to have to play 200 games at least to even have a chance, you know, but hard work and finding the love for the game. It's about that love. And even today, I really loved it. I really enjoyed playing some of those games. So that's what it's going to need. And hopefully, fingers crossed. Look, if you're out there and you're a naysayer, you're a Debbie Downer, you're a non-believer, you know where I'm at Lawrence Trent. I am on Twitter. Hit me up. Lines ready. I've got a professional handicapper who's doing the lines. He's done all the spreadsheets. It's all ready. I will back myself. If you don't think I can do it, come and hit me up, because I've got a surprise for you, my friend. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to say, I told you so. That's it.
I like that attitude for sure. And Roberto, on your side, you're clearly a very strong player. I believe you have a couple norms. What are your aspirations like? Are you trying to become a grandmaster as well?
Yeah, of course. I have 2 GM norms, and I just studying, streaming some class and focus to improve my chess. But the problem here in Brazil, don't have tournaments. I don't know when I will play again for GM norms. I think I need to travel to Europe. I don't know, but I am studying to improve my chess. Just this and the screen. Just this.
Sounds like a good plan. I guess we obviously wish you both the best and hope that we can never invite either of you to this tournament ever again. I am not a GM tournament, but you are going to be continuing, Roberto, in this event. So you're moving on to the next round. You're the first player to win their second round matchup, and you'll be playing either Lars Oscar Haug or Teddy Coleman in the next round. Have you seen either of their previous matches, or do you know about anything about them as players?
Yeah, I saw the games, just a little bit, of course, but now I need to study, for example, the openings and the style of play, the positions, and just wait for the next opponent.
Right.
Sense.
Yeah. It's a good way to do things. Take it one match at a time, as you said. I echo Robert's comments earlier about how the match was honestly one of the highest level matches we've seen. Every match has blunders, but seriously, this match was back and forth, and it never felt like it was clear until literally the last game of the match. So a big congrats to both of you. Lawrence, sounds like he had a great competitive time, even taking the loss there. So best of luck on the GM quest for both of you. And thanks for taking the time to play and share your thoughts. Congrats again to you, Roberto.
Thanks very much.
All right, and we've heard from the players there. Take their time. And Robert, thanks.